Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today I thought I'd essentially make you a list of the 6 things that make my job, my pressure washing work, super efficient and that I really couldn't do this job without. And in my opinion, all these pieces of equipment and chemicals are an absolute bargain as well. They're very affordable. So let's get into it. So the first item is this high pressure quick release ball valve from Amazon. That just goes onto the end of your high pressure hose and it allows you to switch between your lance and your surface cleaner. Maybe you've got 2 different lances, one with a washdown nozzle and one with a turbo nozzle, which is what I use. It allows you to switch between them without having to turn off the pressure washer, which is the original reason that I got it. It means you don't have to keep going back and forward to the van, switching it off, just so you can change over to a different nozzle. The other great thing about it is it allows you to turn on the machine with the ball valve open, and it essentially acts as an easy start valve. For those of you that already do pressure washing may know, if you have your lance plugged into the end of your high pressure hose and you try and start the machine, you might find that after a few pulls the machine doesn't start and it starts to get tight. It starts to feel like there's a lot of pressure building up inside the hose and inside the pump, which is what happens. So if you open that ball valve, you can start the machine, water will start flowing at a fairly low pressure out of the end of the ball valve, and then once the machine's warmed up, you can turn the ball valve off, plug your lance in, turn it back on and start washing. The other handy thing about it is if you turn the ball valve to about halfway, it acts as like a washdown nozzle. When you've got to rinse off stones or the side of bins or windows, anything like that, you can use this essentially washdown nozzle. It's very low pressure, but it gives you a nice spray pattern, and it means it's not chucking up loads of leaves and dirt everywhere. So it's a very controlled clean down method. So I definitely recommend getting one of these for someone who doesn't already have one. That one's about £42 on Amazon. I'll put the links down to everything in the description so you can find it for yourself. The next thing on the list is the Gardener Backpack V3. That one comes in at about £120 plus VAT, and it's essentially a rechargeable pump, and I use it many different ways. I use it as a sprayer, I use it as a chemical applicator. You can put pure water in it and use it to wash windows. There's all sorts of different applications for this backpack. As long as you rinse it out well, you can use chemicals in it. You stick it on charge for about an hour and it will pretty much last all day. In my experience, it's never gone flat on me. And then I use that in combination with the next thing on the list, which is the Gardener CLX 22 foot pole. So it's an extendable water fed pole, and this is what I use for washing gutters, soffits, conservatories, and also it's really useful to apply chemicals in like a really controlled manner. I have seen X-Jets and a few other things on the market, but to be honest, for me they look a little bit unruly, and I'd rather have a bit more control of where the chemicals end up. You get to spec these poles out by choosing the type of brush that you want. I've got the medium soft brush. I've got the 50-degree fan jets on there, so it's got like a nice spray pattern when it comes out the end, and it foams up nicely when you're using chemicals. I've got the 10-meter hose with it, and I've got the anti-snag hose lock male plug on the end, so that I can just plug it into a normal water supply like a hose coming from the customer's tap, or I can plug it into my Gardener backpack as well. Really, really useful. Thoroughly recommend this item. It's very, very versatile. Other than my pressure washer, it's probably my second most commonly used piece of equipment. And next we have the 3 chemicals that I use most of the time. This covers probably 90% of the jobs that I do. So the first one, of course, is the sodium hypochlorite. The one I go for, as always, is the Nuclear Pro from Pure Seal. You guys know that I talk about Pure Seal quite a lot, and it's because I really rate their chemicals. If you go for the Nuclear Pro, it's much easier than having to mix it yourself. It's already got the surfactants in it that helps it stick to the surface. It's already got the scent mask and the wetting agents. I use Nuclear Pro on all those areas on the slabs and the bricks that have got black spots and algae. Now you'll find if you're new to pressure washing, you'll end up getting to a job, maybe it's a patio, a shaded area, it's very damp, and it'll have a lot of black spots on the patio, and you cannot get those up with just pressure alone. So you'll need to use chemicals, and Nuclear Pro 9 times out of 10 is the one you want to go for. I'm sure if you've got a hot water setup with steam, you might be able to get some of those black spots up, but chances are if you're just starting out, you don't have that sort of equipment just yet. Sodium hypochlorite Nuclear Pro does a great job. The next thing on the list is the biocide. So I use BioClear 40 at the moment from Pure Seal. Haven't tried any of the others, but the BioClear 40 seems to be doing what I want it to do. So you can use this for, once you've scraped a roof, you can apply the biocide onto the roof and that'll self-cleanse over time. It might even restore the colour of the tiles as well. It will kill the regrowth cycle of the moss, so you're really helping prevent that regrowth of the moss for up to 2, 3, maybe even 4 years. And you can offer it as a maintenance plan where you'll go back and just top up the biocide rather than keep having to pressure wash that surface. And the last thing on the list is a non-caustic TFR. So particularly for gutter and soffit cleaning, you'll find that some people's gutters are absolutely black and green, they're stained. This just helps you get a nice soapy detergent on that area that you can use the water-fed brush to scrub it. You let it dwell and then you rinse it off with water. And I found it's a really good, efficient way of cleaning gutters and soffits. Also with some TFRs, if you apply it to glass, you won't actually need to dry the glass afterwards. The water will just bead off of the glass, almost as if you're applying pure water. So it's a really good method for cleaning things like conservatories as well. Just a short video today, but I hope you guys found that useful. Thanks very much for watching. Have a good one.